His Excellency, Minister of Health of the Russian Federation, Mr. Murashko, dear Excellencies and distinguished members present on this prestigious forum. At the very outset, I wish to express my deep condolences at the loss of lives across the world due to COVID-19. I also take this opportunity to express my sincere gratitude for the efforts of those who are in the front line of this battle. The world is faced with an unprecedented disaster which has so far affected the entire planet, leading to close to 15 million cases and 0.6 million deaths globally. We in India undertook the COVID-19 challenge with the highest level of political commitment. Our Honorable Prime Minister Mr. Narendra Modi personally monitored the situation and ensured a preemptive, proactive and graded response, leaving no stones unturned to contain the deadly virus from spreading. India has so far reported 1.25 million cases and more than 30,000 deaths due to COVID. India has one of the lowest cases and deaths per million population, which is 864 cases per million and less than 21 deaths per million of our population. Our recovery rate stands at 63.45%, whereas our mortality is amongst the lowest in the world at 2.3%. India started its preparedness measures much before the outbreak was even declared a public health emergency of international concern by the World Health Organization. A series of actions were initiated in a graded way that included issuing of travel advisories, point of entry surveillance, community-based surveillance, enhancement of laboratory and hospital surge capacities, wide dissemination of technical guidelines on managing different aspects of disease outbreak and communicating risk to the public. In an attempt to decelerate the transmission of the disease, India took some very bold steps like implementing a nationwide lockdown in the very initial stages. 3 consecutive lockdowns provided India with much required time and opportunity to build up on technical know-how, laboratory capacities, hospital infrastructure, and also to build up its pharmaceutical and non-pharmaceutical interventions. The disease surveillance program in the country has enrolled 3.2 million persons for the community-based follow-up. The laboratory network has been scaled up to nearly 1300 laboratories capable of testing RT-PCR. We have performed more than 15 million RT-PCR tests so far and are now performing more than 0.35 million tests per day with a projected quantum of performing 1 million tests per day. The TrueNet and CBNet machines have been repurposed for testing COVID-19. Additionally, point-of-care antigen-based testing has been introduced in a major way in containment zones. Today we have over 15,000 COVID treatment facilities with a total isolation bed capacity of 1.4 million. Local technology has been harnessed to set up temporary hospitals for housing up to 10,000 patients in a single establishment. In terms of logistics, India did not have a single manufacturer of personal protective equipment, and now the country has developed indigenous capacity in the past few months to the extent that the country can export quality PPEs. Similar scaling up was also done for achieving other indigenous capacity and reducing the demand and supply gap for ventilators and medical oxygen. We have made use of information technology in virtually every aspect of COVID management. Arogya Setu app and Itihas, a cellular-based tracking technology, have been used for surveillance and identification of potential clusters of disease. RT-PCR app for testing, facility app for managing information on admitted patients and hospital bed capacities, all integrated with a single COVID portal. Various cadres of personnel and volunteers beyond health sectors have been identified and trained to create a 15.9 million strong army of COVID warriors. To build their capacities, training resources have been made available through online training modules and webinars. To bring about behavioral change in India's diverse communities, communication material and toolkits have been developed and disseminated in local languages. Excellencies, India has taken all necessary steps well in time, including surveillance, strengthening of health infrastructure, capacity building of over 2 million frontline human resources, risk communication, and community involvement. I think we did our best and we did well. We are learning and we are confident of doing better in the months to come. To address present and future challenges, the public health research agenda for COVID has been accelerated to advance an affordable vaccine in the near future. Indian pharma and biotechnology industry are also geared up for manufacturing drugs and diagnostics. The Indian traditional system of medicine has also contributed substantially in boosting the immunity of general population. Such complementary medicine systems are widely practiced in all member states of our Shanghai Cooperation Organization. However, there is currently no institutional mechanism within SCO to discuss cooperation in traditional medicines that has the potential to fulfill the WHO Traditional Medicine Strategy 2014-2023 and also reinforce the effective implementation of the joint statement on cooperation in combating epidemics signed by the Qingdao Summit in 2018. Taking the above into consideration, India would like to propose the setting up of a new subgroup on traditional medicine under the existing institutional meetings of the SCO health ministers. In order to discuss this proposal and to identify areas of cooperation, India has already circulated on 26th June 2020 a concept paper on holding an online seminar on the role of traditional systems of medicine for attaining the sustainable development goals in SCO member states. India seeks the kind support of all member states for its proposal to set up a separate subgroup on traditional medicine under the health ministers meeting. In this hour of crisis, I call upon all member countries of this prestigious group to work together and combat COVID to mitigate its impact on health and economy. In congratulating all those who are striving to save humanity, we welcome efforts to make all international institutions more reflective of 21st century realities. India will always stand with such efforts to foster meaningful and broad-based changes. I close my speech today with a loud applause for all those across the world who are at the forefront of this battle against a deadly virus. I stand here to honor the doctors, the nurses, the paramedics, the scientists, the journalists, the army and paramilitary forces, the airport personnel, the delivery boys, and the sanitation staff, the forgotten roles who are today playing superhumans. They are our real heroes. Thank you, our Corona warriors. You are no less than God for humanity. Thank you, Excellencies.